All right, everyone, welcome back. We're diving into something pretty, pretty universal today. I think most of us have been there at some point, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You hit a rough patch, things get a little rocky, and then, you got to figure out where to go from there.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Because, I mean, the assumption is that there's still love there, right?
Right. Like it's not totally gone. It's just,
It's
uh,
buried a bit.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, buried under some stuff. And our source today actually gives us some steps on how to maybe uh, dig it back out.
Right. And there were some parallels to other areas of life, too, you know? I always think about those home renovation shows.
Oh, yeah, I love those.
You've got this house that's just, fallen apart, and then they transform into something amazing. Relationships can be kind of like that, too.
Totally. Sometimes they need that TLC, a little
Mm.
sprucing up.
Exactly. And the first step, according to this source, is to just acknowledge the challenges.
Yeah, lay it all out.
Right. Openly and honestly, like you're taking inventory before you start the renovation project.
And the source actually uses the phrase openly discuss.
Oh, yeah.
But I gotta say, sometimes that's way harder than it sounds.
Oh, absolutely. It's like, where do you even start, right?
Right. So what makes those conversations so difficult? Like, how can we make them more productive?
Well, I think it comes down to vulnerability, right?
Yeah,
Which can be scary
for sure.
because it feels risky, but it's so important to remember that you're on the same team.
Okay.
It's not about, winning or losing. Approach those conversations with curiosity instead of blame.
Oh, that's good.
Try to really understand the other person's perspective.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So, okay, you've had those tough conversations. Then what? What's the next step?
So then you move to rebuilding that emotional intimacy,
Right.
which is really the foundation of any strong relationship.
Totally.
It's about feeling seen and heard, understood at a deeper level.
Yeah.
And our source here suggests spending quality time together.
Okay, quality time. Yeah. We hear that a lot, but what does that actually look like in practice?
It's about being present, really engaged with each other.
Uh-huh.
So put the phones away, maybe try cooking a meal together, going for a walk, even just cuddling up and having a real heart to heart.
I like that. Just those moments where you can truly connect.
Yeah, exactly. And this actually ties into the next step our source mentions, which is forgiveness.
Oh, right, forgiveness.
It's so key. Holding on to past hurts, it's like carrying around all this extra baggage.
Mm-hmm. Weighs you down.
It does, weighs you down and keeps you from moving forward.
Absolutely. But I think a lot of people listening probably relate to that feeling where it's just like, how do I actually forgive? Especially when you've been really hurt.
I think it's important to remember that forgiveness is a process.
Not just like a light switch you flip.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
it takes time. And I would say start by just acknowledging your own feelings.
Yeah. Wow.
Journaling can be really helpful for that.
Oh, yeah.
And then try to shift your perspective a little bit.
Okay.
Can you see the situation from their point of view?
Interesting.
Even if you don't condone their actions, can you understand, why they might have done what they did?
That's really interesting. It's almost like instead of focusing on blame, you're trying to get the full picture.
Exactly. And it's not about minimizing your pain, but choosing to let go of the anger and resentment that's keeping you stuck.
That's powerful.
It is, yeah.
Okay, so moving on. This next point from our source, I love this one. Focus on the positive experiences.
Yes.
It actually says, recreate moments that made you fall in love.
Oh, the nostalgia. Powerful. It reminds us of why we fell in love in the first place. Revisiting those early dates, remembering funny moments, looking at old photos together.
Nailed that.
It can really rekindle those warm, fuzzy feelings.
Like a reboot of your love story.
Exactly. And don't forget about creating new positive memories, too.
Oh, that's important.
Yeah, try something new together, plan a trip, anything that sparks that joy and connection.
Shared experiences, they really are like glue for a relationship.
They really are. And then finally, our source reminds us that it's okay to seek professional help if needed.
Right, right.
Couples therapy can be incredibly valuable. It gives you a safe space to work through those tough spots.
It's like having a coach in your corner, guiding you through the process.
Exactly.
So to kind of wrap up our deep dive here, I think the biggest takeaway is that rebuilding love, it's a journey.
It is.
It's not just like, boom, you're done.
It's ongoing.
It takes effort, it takes patience,
Yeah.
and a willingness to grow together.
And, a lot of times the relationships that go through these challenges, they actually come out even stronger on the other side.
That's encouraging.
It is.
So here's a thought to leave you with. What's one small gesture of love or appreciation you can offer your partner today?
Oh, I like that.
because even the smallest actions can have a big impact. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Until next time.
See